Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be doing a real world tests kind of thing on the Motorola G30. So I'm just out in the car obviously, and then I'm going to be parking up, doing some photo and video tests on it, and then I'll be checking out the battery throughout the morning. I'm not going to be out all day, and then I'll go home, do my usual, taking the content off the phone and all that sort of stuff, and just see how it performs as using it as my normal phone, and then I'll do a bit more of a review, so to speak, of what I think of it in general, and then you guys can see what you think. Let me know in the comments if you have a G30, if you're thinking of getting a G30. It would be great to know what you think. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so after driving around for a little while trying to find a parking space because everybody's out, just checking in on the battery. I took the phone off at 7:45 this morning. It is now almost 10:15 and I'm at 91%. So this morning, bit of social media, used a bit of the camera, watched a bit of YouTube video, connected my car through Bluetooth, playing Amazon Music, and then obviously doing the intro video and now this one. So it ain't too bad. It'll be interesting now to see how it performs, what the battery drain is like when I go outside in the sun. So the brightness will no doubt be all the way up, and then using the camera for pictures and video obviously. So just a quick talk on the selfie camera. It's a 13 megapixel f2.2 lens which tops out at 1080p video. So we'll see how that does, see what the video's like when I've been driving and talking, and then the audio pickup, all the usual stuff. So let's get out and get some more content. Okay, so I'm testing out the video samples on the main camera of the G30. So this tops out at 1080p at up to 60 frames per second. There's no optical image stabilization, which is hardly surprising, so it's not the most stable video, but quality is decent. But yeah, like I said, there's no stabilization, so it is a bit jerky. I just test out the focusing. It's pretty good. Flipping between focusing on the grass in my hand, and if I just do a bit of a pan of where I am, same place as I was if any of you watched my G9 Plus real world test, same place, nice wide open green space, so I can get a load of nice videos and photos. Okay, so let's address the elephant in the room for me about this phone, and that's the 720p display that you get on this phone. I'll be honest, I had reservations as to whether to even get this phone to review, because the idea of a 720p display in 2021 and on quite a big 6.5 inch canvas didn't sound that great. But I'm pleasantly surprised. Don't get me wrong, looking at it you can tell it is a 720p display, but I wasn't as put off by it as what I thought I was going to be. A benefit of the display, there's going to be less drain on your battery, so you may see improved battery life over, say, the G9 Plus, which I have reviewed already. In in terms of the rest of the design of the Motorola G30, typically at this price point it's a plastic phone with a unibody plastic back which wraps around all sides. You've also got headphone jack at the top, and then at the bottom you've got a USB-C port and your speaker. And then on the back you've got your fingerprint sensor as well, which, you know, is fine. Because I've reviewed a lot of phones that have got the side mounted fingerprint sensors, I do tend to prefer those. You know, when I pick up the phone, my thumb just kind of rests on the side mounted ones, but I'm getting used to this one and it's, you know, it's fine. And then performance wise, you've got the Snapdragon 662 processor inside, which is fine for everyday day-to-day use. Does that make sense? Who knows? But yeah, everyday use, the 662 is absolutely fine, and for a light bit of gaming as well. The 730G and the G9 Plus is obviously going to be more powerful and better for that sort of thing. And then the 4 gigs of RAM, you know, is a bit low by today's standards, but you know, it's fine. And then 128 gigabytes of storage is plenty, plus you can expand it with a micro SD card as well. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with the aesthetics of this phone. It does look really nice, even though it is made of plastic, but then again, at this price range you can't complain. It's a good phone. So if you pay the £159 here in the UK that I paid for it, you're not going to be disappointed. Okay, I'll quickly talk about the main cameras on this phone. So for the main camera, you get a 64 megapixel quad pixel sensor at f1.7, an 8 megapixel ultra wide with a 117 degree field of view, I believe, which is f2.2, and then you've just got your bog standard macro and depth sensors on the back as well, which we all know is just a common addition to budget phones, just to bulk up the camera experience. They don't serve a huge purpose. We all know that a dual camera smartphone is perfectly good enough in getting depth from the ultra wide, so these depth sensors are not really necessary. Macro cameras, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, you can get some half decent photos, but the resolution is going to be really low, so it's to be expected that they're not great. But in terms of the main camera, it does produce some quite nice photos, good amounts of detail, and especially in bright conditions like today, you know, and anybody would be happy with these. Okay, so I'm on my way home after my little outing with the G30. Overall, I like it. It's a great little phone. The screen doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. It performs really well. One thing that I did notice, which I also noticed with the G9, but even more so with the G30, is the processing time after you've taken a photo. Where on the G9 Plus, I think I said it was a 2 to 4 second delay in processing the image when you've taken the photo. With the G30, it could be anything up to 6-7 seconds of processing time, which I haven't noticed. I had the Poco M3 which had the same processor, and I didn't notice it on that one, so I'm not really sure why it's happened on here. It's a bit of a pain, but I think it's something that, you know, if you don't take that many photos, I think, you know, some people could probably get over pretty quickly. So all in all, I'm impressed. I've had only a couple of hours of screen on time, with the G30, and I'm at about 78%. So bearing in mind that of course I've been using the camera a fair bit, you know, taking these front facing videos, I've been out in the sun, so the brightness will be right the way up. So on a bog standard day of someone not using the camera as much as I have, it'll probably last you longer. I'm not going to do a real world test of it all day because I haven't got much planned for the rest of the day. So you know, the battery is probably going to be really good, I'm not going to lie. So if you enjoyed this video, you know, I'm sorry it's not an all day real world test, but I've, you know, tested out the camera a reasonable amount, so I hope it gives you an idea of how it performs. And then I'll chuck, there's one photo I did with this and also the G9 Plus and the Poco X3 Pro and the Redmi Note 10, so you can see how it compares to those other phones as well. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below any other videos you might like me to do, and if this is the sort of video that you like to see more of, and if you did like the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you in the next one.